Alright guys, I'm Kelly from Heels, Deals, and Wheels Mobile Home Investing Course, and I am going to be showing you two parks inside of the state of Florida. A lot of you guys contact me and say, well, Kelly and Joe, how are you getting these inexpensive mobile homes? Guys, you have to know your market. The mobile home prices in Florida are not going to be the same for mobile homes that are inside of a park in the state of Texas. It's different, guys. The cost of living is different, so you might not be getting the same types of deals that we get. However, I have made up this particular video. This gentleman is driving through two mobile home parks that are in Florida, and we're just going to ride along virtually with this gentleman.
Okay guys, this is a Tanglewood Village in Vero Beach, Florida. This is a co-op community, ages 55 and older. You have to be 55 and older to own in this community. It's a mix of RV lots and manufactured homes. And so the co-op is like a condominium association, but you own the land, but it's in actuality you own a share of the corporation, and thus the word co-op. But there is no lot rent. There is an HOA fee in this park of $160 a month, and the only other cost you would have is your property taxes. Property taxes are around $400 a year, and the only other cost in addition to that would be your utilities, your water, electric, and sewer.
So in this particular park, you have to be 55. They do they have a situation where you can own the land, and that means that you will no longer have to pay lot rent. You will own your land. However, you are going to have to pay a HOA fee. Okay, with these types of properties, if you've been watching any of our videos, you know that me and my family like to rent our mobile homes out. So renting in this particular park will probably be slim to none. However, if you want to live in this park, then very cheaply, because like I said, you will not have any lot rent. You will own the land. Of course, you have to pay for the land, and then you have to move a mobile home inside of this particular park. What I don't like about the park is that the park has mobile homes mixed in with RVs. I do not like that. I pretty much like some type of uniformity inside of the parks that we invest in. To me, it makes it seem nicer. Another thing that I don't like is that you have to be 55 in order to live in this particular park. So if this park allowed for renting, that means my renter would have to be 55. So that is narrowing down the options I have for a renter. Those of you who are interested in seeing more videos like this gentleman has several videos where he's driving inside of a mobile home parks in the state of Florida. I will leave the link to his YouTube channel in the description.
So right now there's only a couple lots for sale, and they have manufactured homes on them, and it's about $65,000. So I was taking a look at this. I am not 55 or older, so I wouldn't really be able to do it for me, but if you were 55 and older, this community would be another way to live cheaper, whether you're going to put your RV.
So he said that the mobile homes were already on the land that was for sale. So I'm not sure if they're selling the mobile home and the land as a package deal in this particular park
on it, or have a manufactured home. Because basically once you pay for the lot, the share ownership of that lot, you just have your HOA fee of $160, your property taxes $400 a year, that's $30 a month pretty much, and then your utilities. So you'd be under $500 a month with your recurring monthly expenses. And for a retiree,
Yes.
That is great, especially if you're on a fixed income.
Exactly.
And also, you wouldn't have to worry about too much riffraff because everyone's 55 and older, and it's located well. It's right off Route 1. Overall safe area, lower crime rates, close to shops, convenient, 10 minutes away from the Atlantic Ocean.
And this was, I'm telling you guys, this is not a investment property that I would consider for a rental. Okay, this property is more or less for, like he said, a retiree, somebody who's looking to live there. Okay, so in this particular situation, how can I be useful? How can I be helpful in this particular situation? I can wholesale a mobile home out of this park. I can buy a mobile home, hopefully very cheaply, out of this park, and turn around, do minimal rehab and sell it to somebody else, or I can buy it and fix it and flip it and make it very nice and turn around and sell it to somebody else. But just remember, whoever I sell it to is going to have to be 55. So there are so many exit strategies when you are in the mobile home investing arena.
So you have the retiree lifestyle. The only problem is it's a trailer park home per se, and it's a lot of older manufactured homes, and that's something you'd have to consider. They're tight lots, most of them. There's not that much space. So it's, those are all factors that you have to kind of consider. I'll see if I can take you to the one that's listed for $65,000. And the other thing you have to consider when you're buying in a 55 and older is it's good with regards to quiet, no loud parties most of the time, but it's also a lower energy. Like I remember there was an older lady, I said she was going to retire and she was going to move into one of these communities, and she decided not to. She said, "You know what, Sam, what I figured out is I like there to be some kids in the community. I like there to be some younger people, because that diversity, that energy, it kind of makes it more pleasant to live. When there's all older people, the energy's low. Everyone talks about their aches and pains, and it's that type of low energy." But let's excuse the sun. We're going to the sun here. But I want to show you one of these lots that's for sale. Again, you would own the lot and you would own the mobile home for $65,000. But it's an older.
I'm sure he made a mistake. He is saying the lot is $65,000, not the lot and the mobile home. Because if that is the case, that's a sweet deal to have the lot and the mobile home for $65,000. So I think that was a slip of the tongue, but we're about to see.
Mobile home, but it does have this nice oak tree in front, and of course it's right sun facing, but you'll be able to see. So this unit here, I believe it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath mobile home. It's older. It's about 20 or 30 years, but you have this little carport here. Okay. And you have some nice oak trees surrounding. You have decent space between your neighbor, and again, it's a quiet community, but look at those nice oak trees. And you'd definitely be good retiring here, low fixed costs.
So just looking at the flatness of the roof, I'm not looking at the carport, but the flatness of the roof tells me that this mobile home is pretty old. And maybe he is saying that the lot in the mobile home is $65,000, because this mobile home is very, very old. So maybe it is a package deal. If you've been watching any of our videos, you know that we only like to purchase mobile homes that are no older than 20 years old. And our most expensive mobile home was $20,000. And our sweet spot for buying mobile homes in the state of Texas has roughly been anywhere between $15,000 to $16,000. We have several mobile homes in that price range. But as you know, we are in Florida, and the cost of living is a lot more expensive in Florida than it is in the state of Texas.
And then I think, but you'd have to check that you could tear down this mobile home and make it like an RV lot. But again, you have to be 55 and older. There is a HOA. You have to check with the restrictions. And it looks like the neighbor, excuse the sun, we're going to turn away from it in a minute. It looks like the neighbor is just the empty RV lot, which is very nice with, you know, again, those oak trees. So, you know, this is the unit to the right, you know, your mobile home with all those windows, and they're older, so you have to consider that. But you have nice light exposure to the east, so you'd have a nice sunrise. And, you know, you really don't have any neighbor right now to your left, but, you know, I'm sure eventually that space will be occupied. But yeah.
So remember, we are looking in Florida. We're looking at 2 parks in Florida. And right off the back, what I don't like, number 1, it's older. Number 2, so many windows. And number 3, we do not have central air. We don't have central air, guys. It looks like we have a little window unit there.
Great shade covering with these nice oaks. You have a nice setting. So for $65,000, and these are usually cash deals unless you're going to get a personal loan, it's a good deal if you have that. But if you think about, you're going to shell out $65,000. Your monthly bills are going to be between $400 and $500 a month, and you know, that's like, you'd have to live here for more than 6 years for it to pay off, because the average rent right now in America is $1,200. So if you were paying $1,000 or $1,200 a month, for you to get up to $65,000, you'd have to rent for 6 years. So for you to buy this and spend $65,000 cash, unless you're going to live here for more than 6 years, you wouldn't really get a return on your investment, because, you know, it's like you could have rented a regular home for 6 years and been at the same place. So now when you sell this,
but the thing is, if you rent a regular home, you don't own that, okay? But if you buy that home, you would eventually own it, okay? Me personally, I would not be interested in that home whatsoever because of the age, okay? If it had been at least, you know, no greater than 20 years old, I would probably be interested. But for that price tag and that older model mobile home, that's going to be a headache.
You're going to get equity out. So it's like a big piggy bank. So that's the difference between buying and rent. As long as you sell in a decent market, all the money that you paid for the unit and the monthly fees, it's either going to appreciate or stay the same, or maybe even go down. So
normally, mobile homes that are inside of a mobile home park, they do not appreciate, they depreciate. But due to the fact this particular park, which is very, very rare, allows you to own the land, this mobile home will appreciate. However, due to the fact that this mobile home is so old, I don't see where it could really appreciate. Another thing is, it's going to be very hard if you do not have the $65,000 in cash to purchase this mobile home, to get a loan. Okay, loans for mobile homes are called chattel loans, and it's going to chattel loan. The people who issue those out have strict rules, and age is one of them. So it's going to be very hard to get a loan for an older model mobile home like that.
You know, buying makes sense, but you kind of got to be there between 5 and 7 years for it to make sense for most people. The monthly expenses, which the monthly expenses here are low. Again, $160 a month for the HOA, $400 a year for the taxes. That's about $30 a month. So you're right around $200 a month when you include the HOA property taxes. And then the only thing you have is utility bills, and that can be anywhere from, you know, $150 to $300 a month max, but I would say probably be around $150. So,
and before he gets too far down the road, let me also add that these videos that we're watching was posted over 3 years ago by him. So I am sure that these prices are inflated by now, even more than what they are currently.
You know, your monthly expenses would probably be $350 to $400 a month. And for a retiree, that's great. See, this is a nice fifth wheel. But I actually like that RV lot right next to you. So yeah, this has something to offer. Again, Tanglewood, if I'm pronouncing that right, Village, right off Route 1 in Vero Beach. It's another thing, there's a lot of senior communities in this area, and it's a quieter area, and I think it has a lot to offer. And so I try to share these videos with you to let you know there is still affordable housing. Now, again, are we in a luxury gated community? No. Would I feel overall safe in this community? Yes. So it's lifestyle, it's your personal preference, it's which you want to live, how you want to live, etc. And so what I can tell you, there also is a swimming pool to my right. No, you can't see it now. I don't know how many people swim in there, but there's a...
Another thing that I teach my students is to know your market. So most of these mobile homes are probably 1 to 2 bedrooms, okay? And that's okay because you're in a retirement community, okay? You're not in a community where you're going to have a bunch of kids or people still having still having children, shall I say. So know your market. Is a 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom going to fly? Are you going to be able to, if you purchase that mobile home, are you going to be able to buy it and get rid of it quickly? And if you can't, I would reconsider what your entry plan is along with your exit strategy is going to be when you're dealing with these types of mobile homes.
Swimming pool, little lounge area, and I'm sure they have some social events. So, and you see there's a little rooster. So they may have they got ducks. They got ducks in here. But either way, I just wanted to share this with you. Hopefully it helps. If it did, click the subscribe and click the blue join button if you'd like to support the channel, get unlimited access to all my live feeds. Check out my playlist on my channel, thousands of free videos. This is Route 1 here, okay? So again, you have access to all the major stores. Again, 10 minutes away from the Atlantic Ocean, probably about 15 minutes or so away from a hospital. So you're well located, okay? And it's just another option if you were looking for affordable housing, especially as a senior. And hopefully this video, like all my videos, help you in some way.
I totally agree with him. If you have planned poorly for your retirement, or you just want to live a simple life, this might be something for you. Because if you really think about it, 3 years ago, could you purchase a single family home for $65,000? And your answer is going to be no. So we're in the second park. I'm going to do a drive-through with him in the second park here in Florida.
The entrance of the community. And this is the mobile home here, listed at $98,000.
$98,000. And like I said, guys, he posted both of these videos 3 years ago.
So this is the front of your property. Okay, you do have this pretty long, nicely paved driveway with a carport. And you are in somewhat close proximity to your neighbors here. And you need to make a note, you are off this one major street in the community, so you are gonna get some road noise. And then as you walk towards the left side of the front entrance, you do have this little outdoor seating area with a shade, which is very nice. And then there's a little screen room to also sit and to enjoy like some indoor-outdoor activity. And this is the proximity to your neighbor to your left. This is in between your unit, which is to the right, and your neighbor, which is to the left. And
so that distance in between those mobile homes is, I have seen single family homes with closer distances than that. So all in all, it's still a sweet deal for the price.
This is the carport area, okay, which again, it's nicely presented as far as being clean. The windows.
Before we move any further, I don't want anybody to think that I am telling you to run out and buy these mobile homes or run out to these parks and try to find a mobile home to buy. That's not what I'm saying, guys. We're just learning today. Okay, so please do not call me and tell me you bought a mobile home based off of anything I said in this particular video.
These are older, so that's something that may need to be replaced, but everything looks in well order from the outside, well conditioned. Again, your neighbor to the right is a little bit close. Let's take a look towards the back of your unit. There is a waterway from my understanding.
Very nice.
This area here, yes, so you have like a little canal sort of to the back of your unit. There's
Very
the electrical
nice.
boxes. Peaceful, quiet, but if you came out here, you would be looking at your neighbors directly behind you, and you'd also be looking at your neighbors to the right of you. So this is behind the unit, which there's another entry. And
Once again, an older model mobile home. That's one thing I don't like about the property. Number two, it is so close to that little small body of water. Is there any flooding going on, especially when it rains? 'Cause I would be so fearful that it would get to the mobile home.
so, you know, the unit itself, it looks like it has a brick foundation, which would be a positive. The unit itself is an older mobile home.
So due to the fact the mobile home has a brick foundation, we need to know, is this similar to the first mobile home park that he left, where you can own the land? Because if you can own the land in this particular park too, and this mobile home has been fixated to the land, what's happening is you are going to be paying the same or to similar taxes as somebody who owns a single family home in this neighborhood, because this mobile home has been fixated to the land. It no longer should have a title. If that's the case, it should have a deed, but I'm not really sure if they are allowing you to own the land in this particular park like they were in the first video that he showed us.
The community is kind of very well presented. It looks like a safe community, feels safe, pretty good energy. For under 100,000, you really couldn't beat this. Overall, good location, good access to the river, and close access to the Atlantic Ocean. Very nice street. Okay, so this is just one more shot of the front of the unit. We're going to go for now a ride around the community, take a look to see what it has to offer. Okay guys, so I found out some information about the community. You own the land.
There we go.
There is an HOA, but the HOA fee is approximately $68 a month, but it's included in your property tax. Because this is such a big community, they don't have an HOA where you pay them separately. It's just rolled into your property taxes. Currently, on file for last year, the property taxes were around $1,700 per year. But that's pretty good, considering it includes the HOA fee and all the amenities of the community, which we're going to drive around and look at some, but it's got a huge like lake pond area, several clubhouses, a few pools, close to a lot of shops here.
This mobile home would not have a title, okay? Most mobile homes that are inside of a park and not fixated to the land, they have titles, okay? This mobile home should have a deed, okay, because you're able to own the land. So if you're able to own the land and the mobile home is fixated to the land, this should have a deed and not a title.
That are in the community. So let's take a drive around. So pretty much for under 100,000, you got no other fees other than your property tax and your utility bills. But you are responsible for taking care of your own lawn. So, you know, that's something that's not included in the HOA, which there's not a big lot here. And the restriction regarding what type of lot you can put in here, what type of home you can put in here in the future, it has to be a double wide new mobile home. And
and this is the thing that I'm trying to tell people. Everybody is like, oh, I want to run out and get some land. He just said it himself. It's going to have to be a double wide. The people who currently own this home have been grandfathered in to have this single wide mobile home, okay? However, if you were to move it or knock it down, whatever you decide to do to it, the home that would go there has to be a double wide and it has to be new. So don't get so excited about land, guys, because land can really hurt your pocket.
That beeping noise, that's me trying to back out of here, and there's some cars passing me. So that's just a little bit of a negative too, again, that you're on this main street. Okay, so not a big deal. This is not a crowded, high traffic area. This is all within the local community. But let's take a look, a drive around here. You see it's a beautiful day in South Florida. It's August, so all the snowbirds have left, obviously, for the year. They'll probably be getting ready to come back down in a couple months. But I was told that property is pretty much a Canadian couple who is not coming back. So they're selling. A lot of Canadians buy property down in Florida, and then sometimes they don't come back. Now, the only thing to think about when you have such a big community is that if there was ever an economic downturn, there would probably be so many of these up for sale that you'd be competing with, hundreds of thousands of units. So, I mean, that's true anywhere, but just something to give some thought, But the community seems very well kept as far as the roadways, etc. Here is a recreational hall here, Barefoot Bay, and they have, again, great walking paths, which I'm really excited about. It has like pickleball, looks like a dog park.
Very nice.
And this is a nice community. And a bunch of geese here just relaxing because there's a pond over here, which is...
So I just want to elaborate on what he said. He said that if anything were to happen because he said a lot of Canadians lived in this neighborhood. And let's just say a bunch of Canadians said, hey, they're not coming back anymore. How are you, the potential investor? How can you benefit from this? Well, number one, of course, you can buy the mobile home very cheaply and then turn around and sell it. And then another thing that you could do, let's just say you don't want to buy it. You can contact the Canadian couple that lives there before the realtor gets a hold of them, and you can attempt to wholesale that mobile home, okay? Another thing that you can do, if a realtor has already contacted them, guess what? You can contact the realtor and work with the realtor, okay? The realtors are really interested in selling their single family homes. They get a lot more money, a lot more commission from the single family homes than they will ever get from these mobile homes, okay? So yeah, you find a realtor, you could work with a realtor with any of these properties. So that's what's going on in this particular mobile home park.
It's very nice. This is interesting. So this is just like the administrative
very nice
building,
community,
and they have some gazebos. So we'll turn around. Of course, this is going to be like one of those golf court communities, okay, where there's a lot of golf carts, excuse me. And you probably may want to get one too, so you don't have to drive your car everywhere. But the Dollar General, the Dollar Tree, supermarket's right up the street. So I like what I'm seeing so far. So far, I have no major red flags about the community. It feels safe, and one of the number one things I always ask myself is, would I feel safe walking out in the community in the middle of the night? And obviously it's not nighttime, so I'll have to do that check, but I would say overall, based on everything I'm seeing and feeling and kind of knowing the surrounding areas, I wouldn't have any problem walking outside my
very nice
home at night and going for a walk in the community, and I would feel safe. So to the right is this like big pond and recreational park area, and we're going around like the major turn, and we'll take a look at that in a moment. But again, the streets are paved nice. The lots, all of them seem to be well maintained. I see no trash like lingering around. I see no people. I don't see any cars parked on the lawn, because this HOA, this community, obviously does not allow violations. There's no RVs, so I'm not exactly sure on the RV restriction, but I'd probably be safe to say you're not going to be able to park an RV here. But you'd have to double check.
Good, guys.
So this is a huge community. What's the pro of a huge community? Well, you're going to be able to walk around and not know everyone. Certainly people will get to know you, but the negative with a small little community is, as soon as you walk out your door, everyone knows you. And I don't like that. I like to kind of not be known all the time, everywhere I'm walking. So let me just grab this phone here. Excuse me while I take it out of the holder. But to the right here, you see this is a big pond area.
Very nice.
And a big park, which we just drove around. We're just driving through one of these streets now. There's a lot of streets. Excuse that noise. Let's put you back in the holder of the phone. So, you know, there's a lot of mobile homes. This looks like there's some single family homes. Oh, they look like single family, but those are probably mobile homes too. So, again, you're seeing the streets are well kept. You're seeing no trash. You're seeing no loitering. You're seeing no red flags. And that's all positive. And that's...
So another thing I want to mention is, since the mobile home is fixated to the land, it has a title, it has been detitled, it's not considered a mobile home park because you own the land. You are able to pull the equity off of that mobile home. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to be a mobile home investor, or I don't want to own a mobile home because I can't pull the equity off. That is not true. Mobile homes that are inside of a mobile home park, that are not detitled, that do have a title, that is not fixated to the land, they do not appreciate. Due to the fact they do not appreciate, you cannot pull the equity off of the mobile home. However, in this park, in this situation, you can. The mobile homes inside of this park appreciate because they have been detitled. They no longer have a title. They have deeds. You are able to pull the equity off of these mobile homes.
That's the value of this HOA too. Obviously, it's not very high cost. I mean, that's a cheap cost.
It is.
I guess they can do it because they have the quantity. There's so many units. Because if your HOA is just rolled into your taxes of approximately $1,600 a year, I got to do more research on that. That is unique. And I like that you don't have to, pay an extra bill. You pay it right to the county. And you see, this is a nice walk path too. See, this guy is taking a walk this pathway here over the bridge. So I like walking paths. That is a huge selling point to me, and that matters. So, that's something that I would definitely consider. Excuse that noise again. To the left, that may be the water treatment plant, maybe of the community. But the unit we looked at is on the other side of the community, so I wouldn't be concerned about that per se.
So anyway, guys, that was the video. If you want to learn how to mobile home invest, you can contact me at 800-974-5580.